So I think for this go around, we're only going to talk about episode 1 of the latest
Mhm.
season 4, and then maybe we'll and do another tea time episode about the reunion, and then we'll get the whole breakdown of the whole season, etc., etc. Hopefully we'll remember this time because we were supposed to do season 3 and like we never got around to it. So
This is why we're doing it at the beginning of this episode. Because, like, to be honest, the finale was just kind of.
It was very
right.
lackluster.
It was very lacking, and we're just like, you know what? Let's wait for season 4.
Yeah. Okay,
there's
so
like X on here who like are a part of that show. You know what? Maybe make the ending a little bit more exciting, please.
Right, because the actual season was really good. Oh my gosh, we didn't even really talk about Demi and like.
Oh my god! So yeah, basically Demi's the enemy was kind of like the theme of season 3, which she's kind of cray-cray, so I think she fits that trope. But then it ends with them all getting along, and that they agree that Demi can come back into the group.
Yeah,
and Whitney too. I guess
I don't know. I feel like Whitney definitely came back a little different, so that's why she was embraced a lot more.
Yeah.
But to me, it's still a little suspect to me. Like the story keeps on changing.
Oh, it keeps on changing.
And you always want to believe the victim. You always do. Us as women, of course. Yes. But I don't know. It's just a little sus to me what's going on with that whole situation, because she was literally plotting on Jesse.
Yeah, right? Like she was like driving past her house, remember?
Like what? That was actually crazy. I don't know. If I was Jesse, I would not have a relationship with her at all. Like there is no friendship. There is none of that. Cause you're weird.
She's weird. She's hella freaking weird.
She's an odd individual.
That's an understatement.
Honestly, that whole thing of an odd individual is all over my notes for this new season.
She was just really, really weird, right?
Yeah, very.
I mean, her and her husband are just a bunch of weirdos. I keep smacking the mic with my mirror, so this might become a weird part of it. Sorry, people.
Yeah,
I'm chaos. I'm chaos in human form. Anyways, that's mine.
So let's move on to season 4 because we are rambling and I'm almost done my makeup. So.
Oh, I'm not anymore. Okay, you talk about season 4 and I will just make comments.
Go. I mean, I'm not done yet, but I'm almost done. I just gotta do the rest of my powder and my lips. That's it. That's all. I don't think I'm doing mascara today because that sounds like an annoyance that I don't want to have to deal with when I have to take it off. So, season 4 begins with Taylor, I think. I don't know. My notes begin with Taylor, and it says, Taylor must be trying to rage bait us, saying she is friends with this man. And by this man, I mean Chase.
Right.
So, she's claiming that they're friends. They're just friends. I don't know. It seemed a little suspect to me because in the confessionals, you keep on talking about not yet.
Not yet. What?
Yeah. What's not yet? What's not yet? Because the last time I checked, you are friends with Miranda now. And for you to continue to play in Miranda's face and act like you're just friends with her ex-husband after you're a factor of why, well, one factor, we don't know those people's relationship, but she is a factor in why they broke up. Yeah, you're grimy, Taylor. I'm sorry. You're grimy.
It's weird. Like, I Actually, it would never be an if. Like, oh, if you ever got involved with my husband. Like if I divorce my husband and you're showing me best friends, but then I'd be like, what the are now? What the fuck?
Girl, first of all, I don't have any dealings with your husband when you're not there.
No, but I meant like
Because why?
Because why? Right?
Like what? I'm your friend. I'm not his friend. And you being so close, I don't care what you tell me. You being so close friends with your friend's husband is weird.
It's weird.
Like there's boundaries. For me, I look at your husband kind of like, this may be derogatory, but I don't care. He's a purse. He's a purse. I see him as an inanimate object that is your backpack, basically, that you carry through life. That's how I see him. I don't see him as like my friend. That's weird. Like, no, we're cool. Yeah, we're cool. But like, he's not a real person
cool.
to me.
Not us cool.
Exactly. Like, no. That's inappropriate to me. Like, you gotta have boundaries. Like, I would never want to be friends with a person like Taylor. I'm sorry.
No.
And like going on through my notes, I'm gonna circle back to that again, where she withholds the truth. I hate that kind of stuff. It's very weird. Because why are you withholding the truth if you don't have nefarious intentions?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing, you're not lying, but you're withholding. Why?
Yeah, right?
That's weird. Anyways, let me move on to my next point. Let's see. What else do I have on here? Okay. I say Zach is a bum.
Right? He's so insecure about himself.
I'm laughing at my notes. I say, LOL, Zach is a bum. In brackets. Now he wants to be a stay-at-home dad. ... What happened to being traditional?
He complains about it. He's like,
what happened to being traditional? What happened to that? What happened to medical school? And then we saw in the previews where he's now throwing that back in her face. Like, he didn't create this by design.
Mm-hmm.
This whole identity of being Jen's husband. You could have been Dr. Whomever. But you didn't want to do that. You could have been Dr. Affleck.
Well, like, they know, like, he knows that they both make enough money, like, especially Jen makes enough money that if he wanted to go to medical school and they needed a nanny, they could very easily afford a nanny. It's just, he doesn't want to admit it, but he's enjoying the time off. He's enjoying that he's going to school.
He doesn't have to do anything. Jen is the one who's doing everything, and she's probably majority of the caregiver, because, you know, that's how women are usually.
Yes. Yes.
So he's not really doing anything.
Exactly.
Except, like, living his best life on Jen's dime, and then also throwing it back in Jen's face like it's her fault that he did not want to have his own identity. He wanted to live off hers. Like, please.
For real. And then so out of all the dads, I love Connor the most. This went out there. He's the only one that's comfortable.
Really? You like Connor? I like who is him? Jacob. Jacob is my favorite.
Macy's husband.
Macy's husband. I have a note on him as well.
They are not uncomfortable with just being just a support for their wives.
Exactly.
The dads
exactly.
the dads I do not like the most. At the top of my list, surprisingly, I wonder if this is true for you.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan. I just do not like Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Extremely insecure.
Like, extremely, and he's very combative. And I also have some notes on him as well.
Yes, like he's
very combative for some reason, especially with the women.
Yes, and then he's always like, "Oh, we gotta control our wives. We gotta get our wives together." Blah 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 blah. It used to be like Zach was the biggest voice on that, but then it's turned into like Jordan wanting to control the wives more.
It's very weird.
I think what happened is, so Brett stepped away because of the whole entire drama issue.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's taking the lead and trying to be the alpha man or whatever.
Right. So like not him being in the group with the dad, I think has like kind of shifted, and so some of the guys were like trying to figure out who was going to be the alpha of their group. And so Jordan, I think, wanted to be.
How you know they're a bunch of sheeps because they can't even think for themselves. But hive mentality, man.
And they couldn't even have dad talk without mom talk. So
exactly, like it would not even be a thing if there was no mom talk. So the fact that you're disrespecting these like this is actually really crazy.
It's absolutely insane that, not to say like you can't have your own success no matter your gender, but like although they act like, you know, oh, we can't be notoriety because of us. It's like, no, it's because of your wives. And I've seen a lot of people say like season 4 felt like it was more about the dads than the moms.
And it was weird, very, because why are we centering men?
Right? Like, why are we? That's our focus. I don't understand that. Like, that shouldn't be the focus, but whatever. But so far in season 4, episode 1, it's just kind of like, okay, so Demi and Brett are still on good terms with everyone, so they are invited to that baby shower that Macy, Michaela, and Jen had for their newborns, who are so freaking adorable, by the way.
Yeah, so cute.
So freaking adorable.
I had to remember, they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They're expensive. I cannot. So yeah, my next point was this dad talk thing is weird. It's giving we are in competition with the women.
Yes.
Like, why are we competing? The way he was talking in his confessional, Jordan, who I'm referring to, it was just very odd. Like, he's very aggressive. I don't care. He's very aggressive, very combative. All of the isms I would give to him. Very weird.
What? I'm sorry, like I used to like Jordan in season 1, and then
he was quiet.
Yeah, because he was quiet.
Like, it was a scheme talk setup. Like, it definitely was fake. I also said that why does Jordan think everyone is going to be hitting on him in the villa?
I don't know, a situation where they have some single girls or some of the staff members, like, what if someone does hit on you? Like, clearly that happened last year with the girls, so like, what would you do? Of course they're gonna hit on me.
Bro, you literally look like Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks. What do you mean, of course they're gonna hit on me? Oh, God.
You know, the only reason why he wouldn't go to the villa was because he thinks he's hot, you know, hot.
Like, he thinks, oh, my marriage is on the rocks with Jesse, that I'm gonna be like some hot commodity now. All the girls are gonna want me.
Oh my God. Yes. Like when he was talking about, and he was like, I'm not gonna do anything like you did, like throw it back in her face for one, and then saying, oh, but like if I do the same thing that you do, you can't really say anything because you did it first. So like,
he's basically just plotting revenge.
Yes. And
like,
he's just, he's just plotting his ticket in order to cheat on his wife and throw it back into her face and be like, well, this was your fault because you did it first. Which, knowing this guy, he would take it to the full 9 yards.
He's
full 9 yards.
If he could.
Yeah, if he could. I don't know who he wants to do the full 9 yards with. Jordan.
Exactly.
Dakota.
I mean, Jordan and Dakota could definitely do it. I'm surprised his little sidekick wasn't there with him during that.
Because he was not. You saw how season 3 ended. I think like there was in the beginning he refused to be a part of it. So I think eventually he decided to join back up when he was hitting it with we all know they're gonna get together. We've seen the commercials.
We've seen the
videos.
I'm not looking forward to that. I already know I'm
No, and I feel like I'm gonna lose all my self-respect. But okay. Before the video gets too long, what's our predictions for?
Well, I haven't gotten through the notes.
Oh, okay. Go.
So I'm gonna speed run through these notes, and then you stop me when something good comes. Okay. Layla looks so good.
Yes, agreed.
Like, point blank period. The hair, it's giving. Even though it looks like in the preview that she got some kind of ED. Scary. Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see what that's about. Right? She's looking very just skeletal, and it's kind of scary. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm neutral about Miranda. When she came on, I was kind of like, okay, I could take her or leave her, but Taylor is grimy. We've already went through that.
Yep.
If I was Miranda, I wouldn't believe she says. In the confessional, she keeps on telling on herself, saying she won't date him yet, verbatim. Also, she withholds the truth. What do you mean? Y'all told her it was a coffee date meetup, not even a date, coffee meetup, but didn't share the dinner part. Suspect. Moving on. Jordan is very combative. He's an odd individual. Moving on. We got that. If I was the girls who had the babies, hell no, my man couldn't go to no damn villa. No, he could not go. What do you mean? I just popped a baby out and you want to go on vacation to London? What the heck did y'all do to deserve a vacation? Make it make sense.
They didn't need anything, honestly.
Let me see. I know Jordan is not talking about the wives being controlling. Like, huh? When they were about like,
mine.
I was like, what do you mean the wives are controlling? Are you kidding?
Need to censor myself here. He's out of his freaking mind.
Okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, Jacob, Macy's husband, is the only one with sense. I see.
Yes.
This is why Macy married him, because he was the only one who's talking sense. He was like, yeah, let's go take the kids and go to the park. Like, I don't feel like this is an environment for us. Like, villa whole, yeah, y'all are married with kids. What are you doing on a villa with single women?
I agree.
Playing, spin the bottle and all kinds of stuff.
He's the only one that I find the most reasonable, because these other husbands are biting at the bit to go and cheat on their wives because grass is green on the other side kind of concept.
And I feel like they know their wives may or may not leave them. So moving on. Jordan is too damn thirsty to get revenge. Okay, and he's trying to stir up the others' relationships as well.
Because he's trying to get people to jump on his bandwagon to cheat on his wife, so he doesn't feel like he's the only one doing it, because a narcissist feels like, oh, if I do these actions, which, he is a narcissist because of what he keeps throwing stuff back at him.
And it's definitely giving covert narcissism, because we didn't even see him before. But now, since season 3, we've started to see him. The mask has come off.
Look, Jordan, we see your reactions, honey. Because what do you mean you're trying to tell your wife that, well, if I cheat on you, it's going to be just because like you did, but I would never do the same thing that you did. But I'm also telling you, I'm going to do the same thing that you did. Because I'm
also inciting Layla's boyfriend to do it as well. Oh, he's a good-looking guy. There's no way he's going to be able to stay faithful, basically.
Like, why would you even say that? Like, why would you even say that? That's nice.
Like, that was so out of pocket. To say, like, anyways, I'm tired of him. I just hope she doesn't get pregnant. By she, I'm talking about Taylor, by this new guy who looks like Dakota in a different font. Could be a clout chaser looking to launch his music career with the eyes. Yeah, my notes are T. Yeah, because I don't know, like, Taylor, we've already seen her decision-making skills are not the greatest, and the fact that you slid into this guy's DMs, basically, into his live, and he's a musician, he obviously knows who you are, and he may be wanting to launch that career. I don't know. It could be a possibility, and she's probably not going to think of that.
Well, they always talk about that.
And it's
they do that. They do that in like Hollywood all the time. Like, they will pair people together in order to launch someone else's career, and then they break up once it's done its purpose.
I think it could be PR, because I don't see it panning out, because we see her doing a whole bunch of other things.
Well, she's got to be single for The Bachelorette, because a lot of this filming of the season was right before she went on there. So
that's true. What's the next one? Let me see. Oh, I agree with Whitney, which is shocking. But the girls are okay with them going to the villa because they want the tea and messy. That's why they're okay sending them there, because you're trying to tell me, are you going to send your husband to a villa with a whole bunch of single women in there, knowing what they do over there, and especially what happened the last time? That was raucous. Yeah, no, I would not be sending. No, he would not be able to go over there. Sorry.
Because you know evil, do no evil. You're no evil.
I look good. I do.
I like her lip thing. I just put my lip on. I don't even know what lip thing went.
But yeah, you know, blind people problems. Okay, we didn't have our glasses on, so I was not feeling the vision. I could only just get the very basics. Okay, everything's in the right place, and pray that it looks good. Let me put my glasses on.
Yeah, my hair is probably so flat because I did not. Just put some water
on my hair later. Where am I in my notes?
The villa. Whitney, agree with Whitney.
Okay. I'm glad Chase told Layla that Jordan was being weird. I'm really glad that he inserted himself into this one, because why was he saying that kind of stuff? And I'm really glad that Layla got in his about it, because Jordan's, why are you being weird?
It's just I don't know why they're still together, to be honest. Like,
I'll move swiftly into my next bullet point, which is, girl, let that, with a mango emoji, let that man go. Please release us.
Release us.
Release us.
I think they just would be so much happier not together. I just really honestly believe that. I think Jesse would flourish. I think Jordan will finally be able to be his little
toxic narc by himself. You know, they really do deserve to be alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop letting these and also stop procreating with them. They need to die out.
Yes.
Natural selection needs to occur.
Yeah, because like it's just so toxic. It's like seeing on camera, like I'm sure there's other things we haven't seen that we're not seeing, but if what we're seeing on camera is what we were seeing on camera, and that is the kind of persona he wants to give people who watch him on camera. I mean, you obviously want to have a certain image, right?
Yeah.
And he's okay with his image to be seen as someone who's okay with cheating on his wife, or using his wife's affair, emotional affair, to then have his own affair and like encourage other people to have an affair. Why are you together then with your wife? What kind of image are you trying to tell us? Are you trying to tell us you love your wife or you hate your wife? Because it's really giving the other. It's really giving the second.
It's also, the next point was, it's everyone knowing that bag is her hotel bag for me.
Oh,
walked in with the YSL bag and everyone was like, well, they obviously was in a fight because she has her hotel bag. That's how you know it's toxic, because every time they see that bag, and it's been multiple times.
Why is it have to leave the house? Though that's what I don't understand.
Exactly.
Isn't it be the person who
it's her house? But I guess because technically she's in the wrong, she cheated, she has to leave. I mean,
but like, okay, I'm sorry. Is Jordan gonna be the mom figure that kids are gonna want? Not to say like gender roles play very important when it comes to raising kids, but if they're Mormons and they're following the Mormon standard, don't you then think that the kids would depend more on the mom than the father and turn to the father more? Not turn to the father, turn to the mother more. So, and these kids are young. It's not like they're like 10 or something. Like they are very young, very tiny little humans, and you're kicking the mom out of her own house that she bought with her money. And then, remember they moved? I saw on her TikTok, on her Instagram, that they moved and that they bought a house together this time, because that's what Jordan needs. I don't know. I'm sure he
needs an ego.
But like, I'm sure he talked her into it, being like, well, because the house was yours, I didn't really feel like I was secure in my masculinity, so let's buy a house together and then track her further, so if we do get a divorce, then I get half of everything. That's what it is. You know that's what it is.
I feel like this has definitely turned into a "We Hate Jordan" video, and we're going to continue on that path because I said, "Hey,
sure.
Layla, I hate him too."
I think the prediction at the end of season 4 for me, we're all just gonna hate Jordan.
Yeah, and you know, it's very valid. I said the fame, clout, and revenge is definitely more important to him than the marriage.
Yes, exactly.
It definitely is. And Jordan targeting Layla is giving racial. Just saying, because all the other women have things to say about you, but yet you're targeting Layla only. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the women, Michaela has been very vocal about her disdain for you. Macy has been very vocal about her disdain for you, and yet Layla's the only one who's catching heat.
Oh, also, mind you, like those people are the ones who have husbands, right? Who are
You
gonna
protect them
defend
and you
protect them. But Layla only has a boyfriend at that point in time, so he probably felt like she was vulnerable enough that her boyfriend will not step in. Can't remember. Was he even there during that?
he was there and he was silent, which I was looking at him like this as well.
Well, that was a thing. But
because he only started talking after she got up and left and they were walking out. That's when he started to yap. And I was like, sir, why were you just sitting there like some furniture? Hello?
Do not be a furniture when your significant other, your partner, is being attacked by some little man child.
Right. Now I'm just going to start calling him houseplant because he's real pretty to look at, but he does nothing. He serves no purpose.
You know, if he's gonna be a house plant, you know, like the pearl succulent looking plant with like the little like pearl looking leaves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's given. With the hair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my hair kind of looks like his. I don't like that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're getting to the end.
Yes.
So Taylor picks up yeah, because anyways, Taylor picks up a new boy toy and I said he's definitely an upgrade. But picking him up at the airport on the same day they fly out to London. I don't know if it's like editing or whatever. We don't know what day it really was, but that was crazy. Why'd they edit it like that? Crazy. Messy.
Mm-hmm. Well, the production has been caught a few times for doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Next one. Why is Zach mad? This is from the preview now. Why is Zach mad that his identity is Jen's husband? He designed this image. The
yeah, no, and he's talking to Connor about it, right? And Connor is very proud of his child being Whitney's husband. So it's like,
you're damn right. As you should. If you're going to be a house husband, just own it.
Just own it. Don't be such a wimp.
And don't like abuse your wife over it. Emotionally abuse your wife.
Like you're fine with your wife's identity to be so and so's wife, like Zach's wife. Like you're fine with that, but oh Lord, if God forbid, I mean, golly,
referred to as somebody's husband, even though you are her husband. So what's the big deal? Why'd you marry her?
Here?
That's like shot. Anyways,
ego.
I wonder why Taylor is in the hospital. Also, don't really care about her being on The Bachelorette.
I
don't care. It's a failure to me.
Bachelorette, like for Taylor, I was like, okay, like if she's generally going into it to get married, but look at her social media. She's not married. She's not engaged. She's not with anyone in particular.
Exactly. It was just given money grab, clout, whatever. Also, why is she in that hospital bed saying, he never really loved me? Duh, we knew that already. Like, it was very obvious.
It's just so messy. It's just so messy. And you know what? This might be Taylor's title for the season. Messy. But I did see, like, a preview of an interaction with her mom. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Oh, finally.
Your mom is your biggest hater.
Yeah, and I've been saying this as well, because why did she come back on season 3 literally looking like her daughter?
Yeah.
They're weird. It's giving live vicariously for her daughter.
I always wondered, was she upset with her friend for sleeping with Jordan because that's her daughter's boyfriend / baby daddy, or is she upset because she wasn't the one sleeping with Dakota?
It's a possibility, because the way they were used to defend Dakota, even though he was doing grimy things to Taylor, and now all of a sudden, because your friend has possibly slept with him, because I don't believe it was just messaging.
No.
I'm not sending bikini pics.
They had that bump on.
To none of my mom's homeboys. That's freaking weird.
No, but like the weird part is too. So I remember watching season. I do not remember her mom being very vocal. Her stepdad, on the other hand, was very vocal about how he's just like, you've done and dug your grave. You have very much shown that you just do not care about her. So this needs to stop. You need to stop. This whole entire situation is going to stop. And her mom was very crickets down.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom's your own hater.
Okay, the biggest hater. My next one was Jessie. Girl, what do you mean y'all didn't finish the prenup? How does that even happen?
What? I don't remember. Oh my god!
I didn't remember this. Girl, this is why I took notes, because I was like, there's too much going on, and it was like a lot happening at the same time. So I was like, you know what? I got the time. Let me write some stuff down.
And I bet you she brings up a post up.
They didn't finish the prenup. What? How does that even happen?
Because she probably at that time she was just like, well,
like, you're a business owner. You're about your business.
I mean, you didn't think about that. She probably didn't think her business
You did not protect your assets. That doesn't even make sense. And then, like, clearly you were in the process of doing it. So why didn't you finish it?
Had it been the nurse,
She was probably
I will never
probably manipulated her and saying, "Oh, why are we getting a prenup? Like, we're gonna be together forever. You don't trust me? You already know." That's probably why, because originally she probably wanted to get the damn prenup, and he probably got in her head. Exactly. Because look, they're going back and forth right now. Like, every other day y'all are fighting, but you're still going back and forth and thinking, "Oh, it's so scary, the thought of leaving." Huh?
Sometimes, girl, it's more scary. It's scary, but
living your life in hell, basically, having to sleep in hotels every day.
Like, is that the kind of image you want your daughter to think a marriage is normal? Your son thinks it's okay to treat his spouse that way? It's like, there's a lot of things you need to think about. But obviously, like, she is a victim of living with him and being married to him for so many years that I'm sure, like, her mind has been pretty apart. But, like, let's just hope with the power of her friendships where they're encouraging her to be a better person and to think for herself, that eventually she'll make that decision where she chooses herself in the end.
Exactly. The last two notes I have, it's a little unclear because I guess it was just some kind of commentary. But the first one was, oh my God, not Demi again.
Oh my God.
Not again with the Demi drama. I can't. And then the last one was freaking Taylor and Dakota again. Oh my gosh, I actually can't. I actually cannot.
It's just like
let it go. Give it a rest, please.
Let that him go. Let that man go. Let him go. Be yourself.
So tired. I'm over it. I'm actually over it. If they continue to have us in this merry-go-round, I'm just gonna start skipping their scenes.
Yeah. Right? Like, skip all the mess. I want to watch other people's messes, not the same mess that has been.
Right. Like, I'm more interested in seeing what the heck is going on with Michaela and her husband and how that's going. Because what do you mean you're more occupied with how your husband's feeling and, like, your intimacy issues, but not you being postpartum? Like, hello, you just had a baby. How about you take care of yourself and your child first, and then he can deal with his own issues. And once you guys are out of this, area for a couple months, then you can deal with the intimacy issues. But why is that the first forethought? As soon as we saw her, she was talking about it. I was like, girl, he is like, he should be way down the list of your words.
He's supporting you, especially if the fact that the reason why you're probably having intimacy issues because you're actively working through your trauma. And so when you're actively working through your trauma, I mean, it got to the point where her own body started attacking itself again after she gave birth because, like, that.
I mean,
like this,
going through labor is a traumatic event.
Yes.
I mean, people try and downplay it, but, like, you literally nearly die.
Yeah. It's not safe. She went without medicated birth too.
She did natural.
Yeah, she did natural, which woo.
I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's not even. But yeah, so that is the end of my notes.
all right, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Get Ready With Us Tea Time version. I'm Ro, and I'm joined by
Arnell.
And do not forget to follow our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, our TikTok. Don't forget to check out our Spotify podcast if you guys have a chance, because sometimes we found it's fun watching videos. So check us out on there if you don't want to, or check us out on our website where you can also find the podcast audio.
That's easy as it. Everything's on there.
You don't even have to pay for Spotify that one time, honey.
Okay.
Okay. See you next time, guys.
Bye.
So give me all of you in exchange for me. Just give me all of you in exchange for me.